Did you know that about 40% of the world population plays video games? Given that huge percentage, we think it's likely you're a gamer as well. And if you are, we have some crazy news to share with you. Nintendo was just faced with the biggest leak in gaming history, and the entire gaming world is in chaos because of it. Curious to know more? In today's video, we'll be diving straight into the details of the biggest leak in video game history, Nintendo Leak Origin. Nintendo, being among the leading participants in the video game industry for decades, has continued to take several development, and business measures to not change their position on the gaming industry map. With big console names like Game Boy, Nintendo DS, and Wii under its belt, their strategies regarding data protection and software workings make sense, which is why the video gaming industry went into a spiral after finding out about this new leak. It was totally unexpected for the Nintendo fans who believed in the company's strong privacy policies. Previously, Nintendo has taken action with the help of the US Federal Bureau against Ryan Hernandez, a hacker who infiltrated Nintendo's internal databases with the plan to leak the upcoming game plans of Nintendo for its shows, such as the Electronic Entertainment Expo. The computer game industry mostly stays discreet. In the industry, Nintendo takes lead in being more mysterious than most, and they likewise end up being quite possibly the most adored video game makers. The mix makes this leak, more than others, stick out. To highlight how this leak came into recognition, a link to several files were shared by a mysterious 4chan client, a website where individuals can share material or data anonymously without fear of the shared material being traced and linked to them. People on the site were reluctant to open the link till it started getting access and it was realized that it wasn't a virus, but had the potential to be highly confidential information, and that is exactly what it turned out to be. First leak. The information about the leak exploded the internet and the gaming community. Can you blame them for being curious? The gaming community rushed to sites like Twitter, Reddit, and soon it spread like wildfire. Nintendo fans and otherwise started deconstructing and scrutinizing the data files, trying to figure out the potential of the leaks. The leaks were in lesser amounts at first, such as early Pokemon plans and IQ player ROMs. This was followed by a more significant leak in May 2020, with the source code of Nintendo's consoles being leaked online. Since the released materials included particulars connected with the Wii, the organization Broad On, which Nintendo had contracted to assist with planning the control center, was recognized as being among the prominent sources of the data leak. Nintendo didn't know about the break for a really long time. Clark, a hacker, effectively invaded Nintendo's private organization in March 2018. However, didn't become mindful of what occurred until May. Similarly, as with Hernandez, it's never become public what precisely Clark had the motive to get from Nintendo. Second leak, the Giga Leak. The Giga Leak is the name given to Nintendo's second data leak by Nintendo fans and columnists. It involved many gigabytes of information being leaked. The first 4chan post that started off the Giga Leak was named PPG Spill Time. Organics. The post was distributed on 4chan Load Up VP, which is explicitly committed to Pokemon, which could provide a possible clue since there was a supposed association between one Nintendo programmer and an elaborate pattern of data leaks. The hack involved data about the Super Nintendo Entertainment System and Nintendo 64 Control Center and their games. Source codes for games like Link to the Past, as well as the prototype of Super Mario Kart and a development history of Pokemon was included. Furthermore, the developers' private documents were exposed in the leak, promoting worries about protection and potential usage of private data. The leak made fans worried about trusting Nintendo with their own information. But the data spillage didn't stop there. Let's dive into the third data leak. Third leak. A recognized Pokemon leaker stated there were many Pokemon-related things that Zamis Clark, another hacker, had come into possession of, including tools used to make the games, development versions of the games, and even source code for the games. The third leak had significantly less data spillage, again on 4chan. It comprised archives for two unreleased GameCube models, Wii's older hardware and startup disk, etc. Giga Leak 3. The fourth leak, being similar to the second one with regards to the data size, was named Giga Leak 3. It took place in September 2020. This one contained the internal data for Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort, source code to the Nintendo DSi DSi boot ROM and some DSi applications, and a Game Boy and Game Boy Color ROM lot, including unreleased games and model adaptations for the Game Boy and Game Boy Color. Multiple leaks. The leaks didn't stop there at all. They went on till 10 sets of confidential Nintendo data were released. The gaming company couldn't seem to catch a break. Various datasets were leaked in October 2020. The sixth arrangement of data was spilled on October 17, 2020, containing the Git archive for Pokemon Sun and Moon and its latest re-releases, as well as an early form of the Wii's home menu. On October 21, 2020, the seventh leak took place containing 2 password-protected files, and then another 2 password-protected files were released, marking the 8th leak on October 22, 2020, which was the troubleshooting work of Pokemon Sword. In December 2020, the 9th leak took place, which was basically centered around early model plans for the Nintendo Switch and a pre-release SDK for the unit. The hack additionally contained surveillance data of Nintendo and plans to get a Belgian hacker to further leak data. The gaming world still couldn't rest until another hacker attack was faced. Nintendo faced another setback with the 10th leak in July 2021. The source code for the Wii Service Program, models of Pokemon X and Y, Pokemon Emerald, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, development of the cancelled IQ box, emails from a chief of Nintendo SPD, and reports for frameworks like the Wii and the Nintendo Switch's game card reader, and including early plans of the Wii Remote were hacked. Aftermath. Even though the financial effects of the leaks weren't too bad, it still greatly impacted Nintendo and its workings with data protection and processing as a video game company. Lucas White, a journalist, stated the leak could be one of the biggest leaks in the medium's history. The leak has provided interested parties such as developers, copyright fans, and software companies an insight about Nintendo's software workings as well as the company history. The data could be used to upgrade Nintendo consoles or be misused to make clone frameworks, even though the latter would be considered illegal activity and could face action against them from Nintendo. And now for some other news on Nintendo. Other related news. New releases from Nintendo. Nintendo is coming out with big releases this year. Nintendo Switch users should be excited for this news as Nintendo recently announced the release of games like Pokemon Legends Arceus, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Pass, and Nintendo Switch Sports. Wii Sports saw a massively positive result with very nearly 83 million duplicates sold, putting it at the 4th top-of-the-line computer game ever. Nintendo Switch Sports will be Nintendo Switch's form of the Wii Sports, highlighting 6 games to test your expertise. The sports include soccer, volleyball, bowling, tennis, badminton, and chambra, or swordplay. It's said to be released on April 29th, 2022, so the wait is almost over. Nintendo also updated their consumer policy recently with the auto-renewal option not set to on by default for Nintendo Switch users. The auto-renewal choice used to be set to on when a client bought into Nintendo Switch Online, which now it will be on the user to activate it on their own in the event that they wish to consequently continue to buy the subscription. In the US and Canada, Nintendo has opened a My Nintendo store, which is an online shopping store consisting of all the dream merchandise, games, hardware, and exclusive products by Nintendo. The My Nintendo store highlights select items and authorized stock from Nintendo and its partners, providing free delivery with orders $50 and over. Digital versions of games can also be bought and downloaded directly to the Nintendo Switch system. Nintendo to release Nintendo Switch 2. This year, Nintendo teased in releasing a possible release of a next-gen device that is rumored to be the new Nintendo Switch 2, with newer and better features for the video game junkies. Even though the company released the Nintendo Switch OLED last year, that didn't go far enough in making changes to what we previously had in the base Switch. We'd be searching for things like a 4K showcase, more capacity, and more ports for frills in the Nintendo Switch 2. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think about the biggest video game leak? Do you know about any other leaks in video gaming history? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.